Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A building dedicated to a particular activity. The object upon which interest and attention focuses. Direct one's attention on something. Move into the center. A cluster of nerve cells governing a specific bodily process. The sweet central portion of a piece of candy that is enclosed in chocolate or some other covering. A place where some particular activity is concentrated. A point equidistant from the ends of a line or the extremities of a figure. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A low-lying region in central France. A building dedicated to a particular activity. They were raising money to build a new center for research. The object upon which interest and attention focuses. His stories made him the center of the party. Direct one's attention on something. Move into the center. That vase in the picture is not centered. A cluster of nerve cells governing a specific bodily process. In most people, the speech center is in the left hemisphere. The sweet central portion of a piece of candy that is enclosed in chocolate or some other covering. Mercantile establishment consisting of a carefully landscaped complex of shops representing leading merchandisers. Usually includes restaurants and a convenient parking area. A modern version of the traditional marketplace. Equally distant from the extremes. A place where some particular activity is concentrated. They received messages from several centers. Football. The person who plays center on the line of scrimmage and snaps the ball to the quarterback. The center fumbled the handoff. A point equidistant from the ends of a line or the extremities of a figure. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. It is in the center of town. Center upon. Her entire attention centered on her children. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The piece of ground in the outfield directly ahead of the catcher. He hit the ball to deep center. American football. The position of the player on the line of scrimmage who puts the ball in play. It is a center's responsibility to get the football to the quarterback. A position on a basketball team of the player who participates in the jump that starts the game. Basketball. The person who plays center on a basketball team. Ice hockey. The person who plays center on a hockey team. Of or belonging to neither the right nor the left politically or intellectually. Politically moderate persons, centrists. The middle of a military or naval formation. They had to reinforce the center. The position on a hockey team of the player who participates in the face-off at the beginning of the game. The object upon which interest and attention focuses. The object upon which interest and attention focuses. Make more concise. Direct one's attention on something. Be cooked until very little liquid is left. Make central. Compress or concentrate. Cook until very little liquid is left. The desired mineral that is left after impurities have been removed from mined ore. A concentrated example of something. The concentrate of contemporary despair. A concentrated form of a foodstuff. The bulk is reduced by removing water. Draw together or meet in one common center. These groups concentrate in the inner cities. Make denser, stronger, or purer. Concentrate juice. Become focused or come into focus. The light focused. The concentration of attention or energy on something. The focus of activity shifted to molecular biology. Direct one's attention on something. Please focus on your studies and not on your hobbies. Bring into focus or alignment. To converge or cause to converge, of ideas or emotions. Special emphasis attached to something. A central point or locus of an infection in an organism. The focus of infection. A point of convergence of light, or other radiation, or a point from which it diverges. Put an image into focus. Please focus the image. We cannot enjoy the movie. A fixed reference point on the concave side of a conic section. Cause to converge on or toward a central point. Maximum clarity or distinctness of an idea. The controversy brought clearly into focus an important difference of opinion. Maximum clarity or distinctness of an image rendered by an optical system. In focus. Direct one's attention on something. A minute epidermal pore in a leaf or stem through which gases and water vapor can pass. Any small opening in the skin or outer surface of an animal. Any tiny hole admitting passage of a liquid, fluid or gas. Direct one's attention on something. Ornament consisting of a circular rounded protuberance, as on a vault or shield or belt. Fasten with a rivet or rivets. Heavy pin having a head at one end and the other end being hammered flat after being passed through holes in the pieces that are fastened together. Hold someone's attention. The discovery of the skull riveted the paleontologists. A cluster of nerve cells governing a specific bodily process. A center that provides information and control. The nerve center of the diamond industry is in Amsterdam. A cluster of nerve cells governing a specific bodily process. A center that provides information and control. A point equidistant from the ends of a line or the extremities of a figure. The organ of sight. Look at. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. They were in the eye of the storm. A small hole or loop, as in a needle. The thread wouldn't go through the eye. Attention to what is seen. He tried to catch her eye. Good discernment, either visually or as if visually. She has an eye for fresh talent. The hollow muscular organ located behind the sternum and between the lungs. Its rhythmic contractions move the blood through the body. He stood still, his heart thumping wildly. The courage to carry on. You haven't got the heart for baseball. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. They ran forward into the heart of the struggle. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The heart and soul of the Republican Party. The locus of feelings and intuitions. In your heart you know it is true. A positive feeling of liking. The child won everyone's heart. An inclination or tendency of a certain kind. He had a change of heart. A firm, rather dry variety meat, usually beef or veal. A 5-pound beef heart will serve 6. A plain figure with rounded sides curving inward at the top and intersecting at the bottom, conventionally used on playing cards and valentines. He drew a heart and called it a valentine. A playing card in the major suit that has one or more red hearts on it. He led the Queen of Hearts. Equally distant from the extremes. An area that is approximately central within some larger region. The middle area of the human torso, usually in front. Being neither at the beginning nor at the end in a series. The middle point on a line. An intermediate part or section. A whole is that which has beginning, middle, and end. Between an earlier and a later period of time. In the middle years. Of a stage in the development of a language or literature between earlier and later stages. Put in the middle. Time between the beginning and the end of a temporal period. The middle of the war. Computer science. A tiny ferrite toroid formerly used in a random access memory to store one bit of data, now superseded by semiconductor memories. Each core has 3 wires passing through it, providing the means to select and detect the contents of each bit. A small group of indispensable persons or things. 5 periodicals make up the core of their publishing program. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. An organization founded by James Leonard Farmer in 1942 to work for racial equality. A bar of magnetic material, as soft iron, that passes through a coil and serves to increase the inductance of the coil. A cylindrical sample of soil or rock obtained with a hollow drill. Remove the core or center from. Core an apple. The center of an object. The ball has a titanium core. The central part of the Earth. The chamber of a nuclear reactor containing the fissile material where the reaction takes place. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A toiletry that emits and diffuses a fragrant odor. Any substance possessing to a high degree the predominant properties of a plant or drug or other natural product from which it is extracted. The central meaning or theme of a speech or literary work. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The gist of the prosecutor's argument. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The heart and soul of the Republican Party. With complete faith. She was with him heart and soul. Preoccupation with what concerns human inner nature, especially ethical or ideological values. Socrates' inwardness, integrity, and inquisitiveness. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. Preoccupation especially with one's attitudes and ethical or ideological values. The sensitiveness of James's characters, their seeming inwardness. The quality or state of being inward or internal. The inwardness of the body's organs. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The inner and usually edible part of a seed or grain or nut or fruit stone. Black walnut kernels are difficult to get out of the shell. A single whole grain of a cereal. A kernel of corn. Any of various squash plants grown for their elongated fruit with smooth dark green skin and whitish flesh. The fatty network of connective tissue that fills the cavities of bones. Large elongated squash with creamy to deep green skins. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. Very tender and very nutritious tissue from marrow bones. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The inner and usually edible part of a seed or grain or nut or fruit stone. The flesh of animals, including fishes and birds and snails, used as food. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A small lump or protuberance. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The nub of the story. A small piece. A nub of coal. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. Remove the pith from a plant. Soft sponge-like central cylinder of the stems of most flowering plants. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Considerable capital, wealth or income. The idea that is intended. What a communication that is about something is about. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A particular kind or species of matter with uniform properties. Shigella is one of the most toxic substances known to man. Material of a particular kind or constitution. The immune response recognizes invading substances. The real physical matter of which a person or thing consists. DNA is the substance of our genes. Determine the sum of. Be a summary of. The abstract summarizes the main ideas in the paper. The final aggregate. The sum of all our troubles did not equal the misery they suffered. A set containing all and only the members of two or more given sets. The whole amount. A quantity of money. He borrowed a large sum. A quantity obtained by the addition of a group of numbers. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The commercial activity involved in repairing old structures or constructing new ones. Workers in the building trades. The act of constructing something. His hobby was the building of boats. A structure that has a roof and walls and stands more or less permanently in one place. There was a 3-story building on the corner. The occupants of a building. The entire building complained about the noise. A structure that has a roof and walls and stands more or less permanently in one place. It was an imposing edifice. The goal intended to be attained, and which is believed to be attainable. The sole object of her trip was to see her children. A tangible and visible entity. An entity that can cast a shadow. It was full of rackets, balls and other objects. Be averse to or express disapproval of. My wife objects to modern furniture. Computing. A discrete item that provides a description of virtually anything known to a computer. In object-oriented programming, objects include data and define its status, its methods of operation and how it interacts with other objects. Express or raise an objection or protest or criticism or express dissent. She never objected to the amount of work her boss charged her with. Grammar. A constituent that is acted upon. The object of the verb. The focus of cognitions or feelings. Objects of thought. Use or exercise the mind or one's power of reason in order to make inferences, decisions, or arrive at a solution or judgments. Consider carefully and deeply. Reflect upon. Turn over in one's mind.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.